Great game, tense finish, weird finish really, 119, double 16, but Ian White gets it done against Dean.
Well, as you say, twice a winner of the UK Open, 4 times a semi-finalist in this event.
White. Let's hear from both men. They are downstairs with Isha.
Well, it was constantly back and forth, but I'll come to you first, Harry. What a game it was. I think it was, you know, you really worked hard there, and in the end, I guess it was his experience that counted.
Yeah, no, I played well on my throw. In that game, I believe, and I didn't throw that well on Ian's throw. I didn't do well enough to break him. So whenever it came to 4 each, Ian done what was right and had 2 back-to-back 180s to break a throw, and that's where true dart players come from.
That's right, and I suppose it was who held their nerve right at the end. Now, Ian, how was it for you to be able to play with such control at the death there?
I felt quite good all the way through, but I just couldn't break Darryl. But when I got to the end and I hit a 180, I thought, come on, you've got your chance now, you've got to take it. And when I hit the big one, I thought, oh, yeah, I might have blown it here, but no, I kept me cool and I got there.
And of course, you were on for a 9-darter at the end. That would have been the icing on the cake, surely.
Every dart player's dream is like 4 across and, you know, to go out on a 9-darter. But yeah, it's going to come this year, this 9-darter, I think, because I've had a couple of chances this year and missed the treble 19. So we'll have to start practicing on it.
Now, Darryl, where do you go to from here after winning such a close game like this?
Well, I don't know. I think I'll take the positive that I won 4 legs, not 5. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm playing well, and hopefully have a good year in the PDC.
All right, thanks a lot for your time, and good luck in the next game, Ian.
You can see the relief on Ian White's face and the frustration for poor Darryl Gurney, who played awfully well, as he said, on his throw particularly, but just came up short at the end. Ian White closing it out 5 legs to 4. We'll see him again this evening, but there's plenty of other darts going on and that have been going on. Tense finishes, good matches, as Ned will round up for you.
Indeed, tense finishes, good matches, and it's gone strangely quiet here, hasn't it, Alan? Because after that frenetic activity the last few hours, not a single dart is being thrown behind us.
That's right, absolutely kicked off, didn't he, for about an hour there. It was really good. There was some good atmosphere in the crowd there, and there was some close and tense games which added to the atmosphere.
Do you know what made me laugh earlier? You were weaving your way through the crowd when it was a bit busier down here, and you said there's a whole bunch of people wearing Iceman fan club shirts, and you thought they were there for you.
I thought they were in the bottom of the locker, they found them, but no, Gerwyn Price, now known the Iceman. I've had a word with him.
You've had a word with him. Well, I hope you didn't unsettle him, because unfortunately the poor lad has been knocked out. He was indeed knocked out by Aidan Kirk. 5-2 the score, and Aidan goes on to face Phil Taylor in round 3. Has he got a chance?
Well, he'll obviously know he's got a very big hurdle there. Not just on the main stage, but playing one of the top players in the world, so it's going to be tough. But it's in the money round.
Absolutely. Benito van der Pas is a player you know very well, another youngster. I think he's 21. He marches on, 5-3 winner over David Dodds.
Yeah, he's had some good wins today, and you know, youngster, got a lot of potential. You know, played in Lakeside, came over, got his Q-School place, got a tour card, and he's doing pretty well.
And how about this for a win? Alex Roy just about edging out Tony Newell in dramatic circumstances. You can see the look of relief on Alex's face there, and having a whisper in the ear of his opponent as well, because that dart that you saw there only told half the story. And here is Alex Roy to fill us in on the rest. That was a nail-biter, wasn't it?
It was, yes, just slightly. Tony played absolutely fantastic, and I was behind 4-2, and a 1-2-5 checkout on bullseye 25 ball to make it 4-all, changed it a little bit, but he then, against the darts, he was phenomenal. First 6 darts, and I did what Brendan Dolan does and a few others. I've been around a long time now. I just stuck in there, and he missed 3 darts at a double, and lucky enough, double 10 went in. So.
Yeah, Alan, we were watching it from here. It was close, wasn't it? It was tense.
That's right, closely watching here. And we've seen a lot of elation today from a lot of players, and we could see Tony after in that corner. He was absolutely gutted, but you know, he never hit the double. Alex stuck in there and hit it in the end, got through. That's what it's all about.
Problem is, Alex, if you put yourself through the mill like that and come out the right side of it, you win in the end. You must think, that's my tournament done. How do you motivate yourself? How do you get up for the next one?
I've got a few hours. I've got some good friends behind me, and I just you know, put my head in gear and try and do it again. It's always been tough. I've been a few years ago I made 2 quarterfinals on the spin here, but it's over the years it's been there's a lot of young players out there that are playing fantastic. So I'm one of the old boys now. It's just nice to actually keep myself in the tournament.
Absolutely. Well, great stuff. Really enjoyable. And you march on, as indeed does the tournament. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Alex will be back later to play Nick Fulwell on board 7, so we look forward to that. Another man who'll be round this evening is a man that Alex was referring to there, the Irishman Brendan Dolan, who'll take on Steve Beaton later. Let's hear from Brendan. He's had a chat with Isha.
Got Brendan Dolan with me. Now, Brendan, you won the UK qualifier final on the way to this tournament. How are you feeling in terms of the way you're playing your darts at the moment?
Well, I was very pleased that day with the way I played. Played a very consistent level, and the week before I got beat in the semi-final in Holland, so I had 2 good weekends in a row. My form, I think, at the minute is very up and down. I had 4 first-round defeats, which doesn't do good for you, but the performance wasn't as bad as it sounds in them games. So even though I haven't been practicing any this year so far, I haven't been able to. I do feel quite confident that my natural ability will come out, and the longer the tournament goes on, the better I'll get.
So I suppose you're feeling better in the knowledge that you're playing best of 17 as opposed to best of 9, as a lot of players have been doing this morning.
Yes, definitely so. The longer game definitely suits me. It takes me a bit of time to settle in, and I've normally seen myself 3 or 4 down before I start to play. So in the first to 5, you do not want to be 4-0 down.
Yeah, that's right. Now, you're up against Steve Beaton. Have you faced a lot of him in the past?
Me and Steve have played quite a few times now, and I think the record's pretty even. I'd like to think I've had my fair share of wins against him, and a very important one in the match play early last year. So, you know, that was one on TV that we did play, and won up. So hopefully see him again tonight.
All right, well, thanks a lot for your time, Brendan, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Isha.
So Brendan up later. As you can see, the 2 men are on the main stage for our last live match this afternoon. The veteran, I think it's fair to say, Paul Hogan, up against the 3-time world champ, John Part. Watching for us, Alan Warner-Little and Stuart Pike.
Yes, thank you, Matt. It's been a terrific opening afternoon, hasn't it, to the UK Open finals here in Minehead. We promise you 3 days of madness and mayhem, and so far it has delivered. If you are just joining us, Ian White winning arguably the match of the day so far. 5-4 against Daryl Gurney, winning against the throw in the last leg, hitting 7 darts on the way to a 9-darter. And here Hogan and Park can't be separated. We know how important it is to win the throw for the ball, and a disappointing dart for the Canadian. So Paul Hogan, the man they call Crocodile Dundee, for obvious reasons, he will get us underway. What a start. Excellent. 140, that will do nicely. It's 12 months ago, this very weekend, that John Part won on this very stage. In the final of the UK Masters, it was a victory, a European Tour event, which earned him £20,000 and got him in every single TV event last year. It was a massive win. And it was this weekend, this exact weekend, 12 months ago. And the 3 times world champ beat some big names on the way. Kim Huybrecht, Gary Anderson, Simon Whitlock. Adrian Lewis eventually beat Stuart Kellett in the final. So happy memories of Minehead for John Part. Paul Hogan plays in the BDO. 100. Has just won his place back in the England team. But he'll enjoy this, the experience at O'Reilly's qualifier. Hogan beating Adam Cousins 5-2 in the first round.
Well, we've certainly got some experience, Hogan. Played on the big stage on numerous occasions, so he will be dangerous, and John Park will be aware of that. So he just needs to dig in early on, as we've said so often in these short format games. Former world champion Park, 3 times former champion.
We heard you talking about the young Dutchman Benito van der Pas, who has made great strides. The winner of this plays Van der Pas in the 3rd round, and John Park putting real pressure. A 180 from absolutely nowhere. Hogan looking at 81 here.
Well, 16. Ball! Oh! Bully! Boy for Hogan. Right in the red bit. Always good to see the bull finishes. The crowd love them. Certainly G's you up as a player when you do hit a bull finish.
60.
Yeah, as you said there, Stuart, certainly some good young talent coming through. Benito, one of those over from Holland. Hogan, well, partly the 180 in the first leg. It's Hogan and gets one in the second. Against the throw.
Running very hot, isn't he? Running very, very hot. 50-year-old. Veteran these days, Paul Hogan. And
122.
John Park has it all to do. Hogan in the Lakeside World Championship in January, lost in the first round. Close match as well it was to Scott Mitchell. 3-2 in sets, if memory serves me right.
Well, it went to and fro all the time, didn't it? Just didn't know which way it was going to go. As I say, he's been around a long time as Paul, certainly on the county and open system. So John Part already knows he's in a battle if he didn't know before the match started.
81 on the ball there. Part had just hit the 180, hadn't he, to leave himself on a possible 2-dart finish, and vastly experienced as well. 3 times world champ.
He's left himself 81 again, Hogan. And he may need to take it out. Will it be the ball?
Again, Parts left himself on a 2-darter. It's going to be the same equation. Surely not. Surely not. Well, he wasn't far away.
Whisker away. Whisker away. First leg it went in. Second leg it didn't. And John Part, well, that was only just in the 14. But the material, it was in. Can't afford to miss here. And he has. Well, the big man from Canada has missed an opportunity there. 2 darts, double 8 for 2-0. Only needed the 1. 2-0 to Crocodile Dundee. Part in trouble.
Indeed.
100.
So if you are just joining us as well, just to let you know that the man who finished runner-up in the UK Open 2 years ago, Wes Newton, Premier League star, top 10 player, will not be taking part in this year's UK Open. He missed the Premier League in Exeter on Thursday night. Bad virus, laid low by tonsillitis, and was forced to withdraw from this event this weekend in Minehead. And that means his opponent, his scheduled opponent, Andrew Gilding, gets a walkover, gets a bye through to the last 32 without playing a game.
£3,000 as well. He's certainly on his way up the rankings. Is Andrew Gilding had some good wins recently, beat Phil Taylor in one of the UK Open qualifiers to get him here. So it would have been a tough game for Wes anyway. Unfortunately for Wes, the illness has taken its toll. The main thing for him is to make sure he gets ready for the rest of the season and the Premier League, of course.
Both averaging 105 here, good standard, but those 2 darts that Part missed at tops to make it 1-1. The 81 finish on the ball in the opening leg, and Paul Hogan here has got 6 darts from 161. Will he go for it?
Well, he's had 3 shots at the ball. First one was in, second one was away, third one outside the 25.
You say a free shot with Part back on 187. The Part, you know, is one of the great players who advocates that. He said, what's the point of going for 2 trebles for a big finish at 170 if you're not going to go for the bull at the end of the equation? He said he would always go for it. Well, but this for 3-0, Alan.
Well, yeah. And a deserved 3-0, you have to say. Hogan missed a double. And he's had the opportunity to win the leg. Those 2 darts at the bull, the only misses. 104 for Hogan. 3-0, that's quality, you have to say, in any standard of darts. But John Part fighting back here, just under the 100. The scoreline is the one that counts.
Those 2 missed darts at tops, they will count, and they are counting at the moment.
140.
Well, 3-0 and 2-1, a completely different game.
More pressure on the Canadian here. Of course, John Part has reached a final of the UK Open all the way back in 2004 at the Reebok.
100.
Lost the final to Roland Shelton.
certainly been in quite a few finals as John Park, plenty of experience. Well, the crowd starting to spill in, travelling down here to Minehead. It's a long way away for a lot of people.
100.
It's only 7 hours to get here. It's at the bottom end of the country. So the crowd will all be getting ready and geared up for this evening's proceedings. This is the last game of the afternoon session. And then we'll be down to the last 64, into the money round. The big names will join us: Taylor, Van Gerwen, Peter Wright.
83.
Some tough games there tonight, Stuart.
What an opportunity as well. Let's just see if Hogan can fill the equation at 161. What an opportunity for young Aidan Kirk.
85.
Plays on the PDC Unicorn Youth Tour, and he's playing Phil Taylor on the main stage of a TV major tonight. Here though, Park needs to win a leg. He missed 2 darts at tops in leg 2, and he's missed
58.
another one here. And if Hogan makes it 4-0, he just can't see a way back for the Canadian.
Well, he has missed 2 balls, but his doubling has been good. Double 18 for 4-0, and double 18. You can see the fighting from Paul Hogan. He has been well and truly into this match from the off. Nothing John Park can do about it. Paul Hogan, alias Crocodile Dundee, he leads John Park by 4 legs to 0. Double 8 on it.
Well, Paul Hogan, brilliant so far. Certainly too strong for John Part. 4-0 as it stands, the double 18, leaving the Canadian with a mountain to climb as the boys are back on stage and we can rejoin Alan and Stuart.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. We nearly saw a fantastic comeback earlier today on the main stage, didn't we? Young Keegan Brown, his first ever appearance in a main stage on a TV major, 4-0 down to Mensur Suljovic, got it back to 4-3, left himself tops to force a decider, and the Austrian took out 110. It was a fantastic match. John Part is going to have to up his game, but we go back to that second leg when he missed 2 darts at tops, and you know that has proved to be absolutely vital. But 59. Fair play to Hogan, 102 average, and you know he's doing the job. He's doing a job on a 3 times world champ, and how.
Well, John Part was involved in one of the great comebacks, wasn't he? Dennis Priestley, when he was 5-0 up in the Players' Championships against Dennis. Dennis came back and won 6-5, so he has been on the receiving end, so he will know.
78.
He's got a mountain to climb. But he won't want to lose 5-0. He'll be trying his heart out to win this leg and then just see what happens from there.
Well, we know Hogan can play 2 quarterfinals 59. In the Lakeside World Championship, 1995, 2006, lost to the eventual winners on both occasions, Richie Burnett and Jelle Klassen. Klassen looked class earlier today, if you're just joining us. He beat John Henderson 5-1, and what a game he has later on in round 3 against Andy Hamilton, one of the highlights. John Part needs to fill it up.
140.
That's better from Part, but Hogan equals the deficit. Can he increase it?
60.
No, only 40. Probably not enough at this stage, but when you're 4-0 up, from John Part's point of view, 4-0 down, those doubles just get a little bit smaller. As are the trebles at the moment.
57.
Doesn't look like it's going to be John Part's day. Hogan here, very much in control. But you know, I mentioned him winning the UK Masters here 12 months ago. He never really took advantage of it. He was so disappointed because first round exits in the European Championship, the World Match Play, the World Grand Prix, the Players' Champ. He lost on so many occasions in the first round of TV events last year. This for the match, needs the treble though, not that one. So Part should have at least 2 darts to win a leg.
80.
Well, he'll need to get it as well.
50.
Hogan leaves himself double 12. John Part 18 for double 16. 2 darts at double 16 for John Part. Double 8. 1 left in his hand. Oh, just 34. Not happening for JP.
We require 24.
Young Dutchman Benito van der Pas awaiting the winner. And the winner is Paul Hogan, who demolishes John Part. Really impressive display from the BDO star Paul Hogan. A 5-0 win over John Part. He set the platform with an 81 finish on the ball in the first leg, and he got the job done. Hogan wins.
Always a tale of 2 players in this kind of knockout format. Of course, it would be easy to focus on the vanquished famous name in John Part, but huge credit to Paul Hogan there, who got the job done in fine style. Let's just start to trickle through what we've seen today. A whole host of players have come and gone, of course, over the course of the whole day. 138 players had a stake in this UK Open. By the end of tonight, only 32 will remain. But from the start of the day, we've seen some early upsets, not least Alan Tabban, once ranked 7 in the world, shocked by Tony Randall right from the off around lunchtime. 5-1 loser Alan and a 5-1 winner Tony Randall, echoing what I was saying a moment ago. Kevin McDine is still standing, a 5-2 win over Aaron Holdstock, and he's done well to keep going from there. Won 3 matches now, has the Geordie. Some of these players are still with us. Many have gone on to lose subsequent encounters. Barney, though, has won 2 out of 2. Tony Broughton fell to Barneveld, as we'll see shortly. Earlier, Kevin McDine, as you see, probably should have lost to Kyle Anderson. the Aussie couldn't quite get the job done, and Kevin eventually emerged a 5-4 winner. There have been upsets as well elsewhere. Wayne Jones was beaten despite having 3 darts to win a last leg decider. He was vanquished earlier in the afternoon, as was Jamie Caven. Some of the big names who have fallen by the wayside as the afternoon has unfolded. There have been some extremely close matches, some one-sided affairs. And at the end of it all, Benito van der Pas, he is still standing, and in fact he will play the man we've just seen win, Paul Hogan, in tonight's games. Lots and lots of players, I'm sure, who came with all sorts of hopes and dreams. Jelle Klaassen, one of those of the established names who's still with us, a 5-1 winner. Keegan Brown played hopelessly against Mensur Suljovic, then picked up dramatically, but couldn't quite complete the comeback. Alex Shaw, you heard from a short while ago, he'll be back tonight after a 5-4 win against Tony Newell. Aaron Monk played well earlier in the day, but fell to Carl Merchant this afternoon. Lots and lots of names. Kevin Dowling it is who, of course, saw off Jamie Caven. He'll play Stephen Bunting this evening, so well done again to Kevin. He has a chance to impress again this evening. Right, we have the 2 players who have just walked off stage. John Part, of course, beaten by Paul Hogan. Both, though, are ready to talk to Ishiguro.
What a moment for you, Paul Hogan. 5-0 whitewash over a 3-time world champion in John Part. How are you feeling right now?
Absolutely over the moon. I mean to beat a player like John. I mean, you got to play well. I mean, I just went up there to enjoy it. I mean, I didn't expect to win 5-0. He's a quality player. He's been there and done it.
As an amateur playing in this sort of tournament, does it give you a lot of confidence to know that you can go out there and beat such big players and hopefully go on to win it?
Yeah, I mean it does. Yeah, I mean I've played in the Lakeside World Championship. I know I've got the game in me, and I know I can go out there and do it. You know,
you're a professional amateur.
Well,
Come on,
professional amateur.
Be fair. You've been being an amateur for 20 years now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not fooled.
I mean, I knew I had a game on against John, so yeah. I know I can go out there and do it.
And John, how did you feel about that performance? Obviously, it was a wonderful one from Paul, but
it was a good game. It was a good game, except for the 5-0 score line wasn't too good. I missed some doubles. Had I hit my doubles, where I was ahead of Paul, I'm up 3-2 with a break in hand, but I didn't, and I paid the price. And that's where he was excellent. He punished me. He didn't miss one opportunity. So, well, I think he did miss one, and then I didn't even capitalize on that. So, there you go.
Well, it certainly was a wonderful opportunity for you. Your average was over 100. Were you impressed with that?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. 100 average. Yeah, superb. You know, I mean, you've got to play well against John. I mean, to beat a 3 times world champion, you know, I'm over the moon.
You play Benito van der Pas next. Do you know much about this next opponent?
I do know Benito. Yeah, he's good. He's a good player. I've just got to go up there and enjoy my game again. I've just got to go up there and do it.
All right, thanks a lot for your time and well played once again.
Well, he looks delighted and slightly shocked, doesn't he, Paul Hogan, which is part of the joy of this tournament. And I suppose from John Part's point of view, as he says, when you've won the World Championship 3 times, you can afford the odd afternoon where it just doesn't go to plan, particularly on the doubles. So we trickled through, if you like, the many results that have come and gone over the course of the day. We've done our best to keep you updated with them, and no one's done a better job of that than Ned Bolting, who will now have more in the way of detail for you. Ned.
Thanks very much, Matt. Very flattered. What about this? Paul Nicholson, as you've never seen him before.
Grizzly.
He's just turned up. You're on the hockey, obviously, later, Paul, but an eye-catching facial addition.
Well, beards are in it at the minute, aren't they? I mean, I look around at the crew and there's a few beards around, so I seem to be fitting in. But I stupidly got into a wager with Michael van Gerwen about getting to a certain stage of a tournament this season, and I shook his hand and said, right, let's do it. It's a bit of fun, you know. It's a good bit of banter with the boys as well. I've had more people saying, how's the beard, than saying, how are you? But no, it's good crack.
It's got a life of its own.
Definitely, I think there's definitely
personality.
Yeah.
Quarter-final is your best ever in the UK, isn't it? So the UK Open, you up for that?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to tonight. When you come to a new venue, and it's pretty much an even playing field for a lot of us because we've never played the UK Open here, so it feels like a brand new tournament. However, the UK Open format is very, very similar to what it's been in the past. So we're used to the complexities of that. But I know what the job is tonight. I've got to get 9 legs, hit 9 doubles, nice and clean. So as long as I do that, I'll be happy. But you know, I've enjoyed the UK Open ever since I started in it, and I can't wait for tonight.
Mace, it is a massive advantage for the big boys, so to speak, like Paul, coming in at this time. And I feel like we've been through a marathon already, you know. And the players like Kevin McDine, who've been through 3 matches, they have a huge disadvantage.
It is tough for them, and it's getting ready again. You know, it's re-energising, it's eating properly, it's getting some rest, and then you have to start all over.
Yeah.
You know, it is a tough tournament, and people like Paul who look after himself and take care of themselves sort of away from the hockey are a big advantage because they're fit.
Yeah. Not enough beards in darts, are there?
No,
do you ever toy with one?
No, I can't grow one, unfortunately.
Really?
No, it's a little bit patchy. It's a bit like Michael's hair, I suppose. That's about as good as my beard gets, but I'm not moaning. It means I don't have to shave very often.
Paul, who do you face?
I've got Adam Hunt tonight, a talented youngster from County Durham. I know Adam very well. I've known him for about 3 or 4 years. Funnily enough, I've never played the kid.
A few good wins today, hasn't he? Because he's another one that started off from scratch.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in that particular 4-person matchup against me would have probably fancied Ian Artut on experience. But you know, those 4 players have obviously gone through the mill today. Adam's got himself a little bit of confidence, and I'll be wary of that because, you know, in 3 or 4 hours' time, I'll be ready for him.
Yeah, and have you had a little eye on developments during the day? Because we've seen some shocks, haven't we?
Well, the best thing about staying here at Butlins Minehead is the fact that, you know, the apartments are fantastic, and we've been able to watch the coverage whilst, you know, just chilling out this afternoon, eating the pre-match food with Mark Webster, having a bit of a giggle has been tremendous. So, you know, we've had a chance to look at some of the guys and what kind of form they've shown and what conditions are like, because, you know, we tend to get a little bit of information from what they're saying in interviews and how they're reacting to certain situations. So, you know, use all that information to try and get your preparation right, and that's what I intend to do in the next few minutes.
Yeah, it's gone very quiet here where Chris and I and indeed Paul are standing. It is, though, the lull before the storm. I think there's plenty of action still to come tonight. And that is just to round off what we've already seen today. And it all got started with an extraordinary shock in the preliminary round, which is just about as early as you can get, when a big name, Alan Tabern, fell to one of the stories of the day so far in Tony Randall. He beat him 5-1, and that pretty much set the tone for the day. So we've got plenty of good action still to come. We've got, as your mate Mark Webster, you've been hanging out with, against Mark Walsh. He's playing down on the floor on these. This is the great thing about it, not on the big stage, but down here in the boiler room.
Gary Anderson as well.
Gary Anderson against Andy Smith. We've got Steve Beaton against Brendan Dolan, and Andy Hamilton last up on that board right over there, number 8.
Klassen, who played
Andy Hamilton against
earlier.
Klassen.
That's going to be a tough game for Andy. Tough game.
Yeah. We'll let you go and practice. Thanks very much for talking to us. Good luck tonight, Paul. And Mace, you'll join us later. Back to you, Matt.
Cheers, Bob.
Thank you very much. Now, you'll notice that the suddenly svelte Chris Mason keeps referring to player fitness. I wonder why that might be. And as for Paul Nicholson's beard, is that an asset for the asset? It looks strangely like he's borrowed it from somebody else. Anyway, it's really not my position to comment on players' stage looks. Paul likes to play with the crowd's attitudes towards him. We'll see him later. But it's allowed us time, the early finish of Live Darts, to have a little look back at one of the big names who's had to come through a couple of gruelling matches already this afternoon. That, of course, is Raymond van Barneveld. We're going to have a look at his match earlier against Tony Broughton, and we'll join it from the start. In the box, Chris and Jim Proudfoot.
Well, as you say, twice a winner of the UK Open, 4 times a semi-finalist in this event. But Barney embarking on his latest run in this competition in the round of